If you're interested in becoming a safety professional, here are 8 designations you can pursue that aren't an NCSO. In this video, we'll go through the general requirements for each designation, the types of jobs they can lead to, and which ones might be a good fit depending on your interests. Back 20 to 30 years ago, the safety profession wasn't as regulated as it is now. A lot of the time, safety was reactive. Trainings, procedures, and improvements would only happen after an accident has happened. Nowadays, that kind of thinking doesn't fly. Most organizations have dedicated safety professionals who take a proactive approach in identifying hazards, managing risks, and building systems to make sure that work gets done safely without any major accidents. So, if you're interested in becoming one of those professionals, here are 8 designations you can pursue depending on whether you're interested in safety, occupational hygiene, or environmental management. And stick around until the end because we'll answer a question that a lot of people have. Do you actually need a designation to build a successful career in the field? Let's start off with general safety. If you're interested in reducing risk, preventing injuries, and helping organizations create safer workplaces, then a safety designation might be the path for you. Whether you see yourself working as a safety coordinator, safety advisor, safety consultant, or in a similar role responsible for health and safety, the CRST, CRSP, and CHSC are 3 designations worth considering. Now, there's no rule saying on how many designations you can get. If you want to get all 3, go for it, but you definitely don't need to. One designation is more than enough to build credibility and establish yourself in the industry. The good news is that all 3 have a fairly similar starting point. You'll need some form of post-secondary education, which could be a degree, diploma, or certificate, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in health and safety. So with that in mind, let's start with the CRST. The Canadian Registered Safety Technician, or CRST, has 3 different pathways to qualify. We'll only cover one in this video, but if you want to learn more about the others, you can check out the Board of Canadian Registered Safety Professionals website in the link down below. The most straightforward pathway requires you to complete a 1-year OHS certificate program and have at least 12 months of OHS work experience immediately before applying, with at least 35% of your duties being related to health and safety. If you meet those requirements, you'll also need to pass the CRST exam before earning the designation. Next up, the Canadian Registered Safety Professional, or CRSP, which is generally considered a step up from the CRST. To qualify, you'll need either a bachelor's degree in any field or a 2-year diploma in occupational health and safety. You'll also need 48 months of professional level OHS experience within the previous 72 months. If you meet those requirements, you'll then need to pass the CRSP exam to earn the designation. So, if you already have or are working toward a bachelor's degree or a 2-year health and safety diploma, this could be a great path to consider. The third designation is a CHSC, or Certified Health and Safety Consultant. This one places less emphasis on formal education and more emphasis on experience. You'll need at least 5 years of work experience within the previous 7 years, and at least 51% of your job duties must be related to health and safety. From an education standpoint, you'll need either a 1-year OHS certificate or diploma, or a 2-year diploma in a non-OHS field. If you meet those requirements, you can submit your application and, if approved, begin the process of earning your designation. Now, if you're wondering what kind of jobs these designations can lead to, the CRSP is often associated with more senior level positions such as OHS advisor, OHS specialist, EHS manager, or compliance coordinator. The CRST is commonly held by health and safety advisors, coordinators, and specialists who are building their careers in the profession. And, as the name suggests, the CHSC is often pursued by professionals who want to work as health and safety consultants. A safety designation will typically lead you into roles focused on the overall health and safety of workers within an organization. But if you're the type of person who likes to dive deeper into the science behind worker health, things like noise, chemical, air quality, or other workplace exposures, then an occupational hygiene designation, also known as industrial hygiene, might be the right path for you. Occupational hygienists use science and data to identify, assess, and control workplace hazards before they impact workers' health. As an occupational hygienist, you can pursue designations like the ROHT, ROH, or CIH. Let's get started with the Registered Occupational Hygiene Technologist, or ROHT. To qualify, you'll need to meet one of the education and experience combinations shown on the screen. As you can see, the more education you have, the less work experience you'll typically need, and vice versa. An important detail is that 50% of your professional experience each year must be spent practicing occupational hygiene or closely related activities. In other words, you can't just do hygiene work occasionally. It needs to be a major part of your role. You'll also need 2 references from professionals who already hold recognized designations such as ROH, ROHT, CIH, CRSP, or CSP. If you already hold a CRST designation, you may be able to bypass portions of the ROHT eligibility process, which can make the application a little easier. Now, let's move on to the Registered Occupational Hygienist, or ROH. Like the ROHT, there are multiple education and experience pathways available. Just like the ROHT, more than 50% of your professional experience each year must be focused on occupational hygiene or closely related work. Your role needs to be primarily hygiene focused, not just something that you're occasionally helping with. You'll also need 2 professional references from individuals who hold recognized designations, such as ROH, CIH, CRSP, or CSP. If you're looking for the highest level of recognition in the profession, let's talk about the Certified Industrial Hygienist, or CIH. The CIH is one of the most challenging designations to earn and is widely considered as the gold standard in occupational hygiene. If you're interested in pursuing it, there are several requirements you'll need to meet. First, you'll need a strong educational foundation. That means completing a bachelor's degree or higher with a significant amount of coursework in subjects like science, math, engineering, or other technical fields. You'll also need specialized training in occupational hygiene. This includes topics like recognizing workplace hazards, understanding how chemicals affect the body, measuring worker exposures, and selecting the right controls to reduce risk. Beyond education, you need to be actively working in the field. At the time you apply, you must have been practicing occupational hygiene within the previous 12 months. You'll also need some formal ethics training. Experience is another major requirement. You'll need at least 4 years of professional level industrial hygiene experience, and you'll need experienced professionals who can verify that work through professional references. And finally, once you met all those requirements, you'll need to pass the CIH comprehensive examination. So as you can probably tell, the CIH isn't something that most people earn early in their careers. It's designed for experienced professionals who have spent years building their technical knowledge and practical expertise in occupational hygiene. The good news here is that all 3 designations generally lead to the same type of career path: occupational hygienist. The difference isn't really the job title. It's the level of experience, expertise, responsibility, and professional recognition that comes with each designation. Now, if you're interested in helping organizations reduce their environmental impact, manage waste, minimize pollution, and stay compliant with environmental regulations, then an environmental designation might be the right fit for you. We'll cover 2 of them in this video: the Environmental Professional, or EP, and the Professional Agrologist, or PAG. Let's start with the EP. To qualify, you'll need a combination of education, experience, and professional competency. You'll need a related college diploma or university degree, at least 5 years of relevant environmental work experience in Canada, and you'll need to pass the National Occupational Standards, or NOS, assessment. You'll also be required to complete a knowledge and ethics evaluation that demonstrates your understanding of environmental practices and professional standards. As part of the application process, you'll need to provide references from other professionals and complete a self-assessment that validates your experience in areas of expertise. You'll even have the option to identify environmental specializations that align with your background. If you're more interested in environmental science, soil management, land reclamation, or protecting natural resources, then the Professional Agrologist, or PAG, might be a better fit for you. At first glance, you might be wondering what an agrologist has to do with health and safety. The answer is quite a bit, actually. In the health, safety, and environmental field, professional agrologists help organizations manage environmental risks, comply with regulations, assess land impacts, and protect ecosystems affected by industrial activities. In Alberta, becoming a PAG starts with education. You'll need a 4-year degree in agriculture, environmental science, or a related field before you can enter the professional training program. Once you're accepted into the program, you'll need to demonstrate that you need the required knowledge standards and complete a period of supervised work experience. Depending on the area that you choose, the experience requirement typically ranges from 3 to 5 years. So, while both EP and PAG focus on environmental stewardship, they can lead to very different career paths. Depending on whether you're more interested in environmental management, regulatory compliance, land reclamation, natural resources, or environmental science. So yeah, there's definitely a process behind it. Like most of the designations we've covered, this isn't something that you just knock out quickly. It takes time, structured learning, and real hands-on experience in the field before you can fully qualify. So I know that was a lot, but hopefully it gave you a better understanding of the different career paths and what it takes to earn each designation. Now for the big question. Do you actually need a designation to have a successful career in health and safety? Well, the short answer is no. A designation isn't what makes you a great professional, but it does give employers, clients, and colleagues confidence that you've met recognized standards and have the knowledge and experience to back it up. Can you build a successful career without one? Absolutely. But as you progress in your career, you may find that certain employers, leadership positions, or specialized roles start expecting a designation before they consider you for promotions or new opportunities. At least for now, a designation is more of a nice to have than a must have. They take years of education, experience, and examinations to earn. So those letters after your name show that you've invested in becoming an expert in your field. But if you're passionate about health and safety and want to continue growing your expertise and credibility, earning one of those designations can be well worth the investment. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more about health, safety, and environment, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which designation you're most interested in pursuing. I'll see you in the next one.